Let's talk about how we first met. We're not going to say what year it is. We're not gonna.
We can't say the year.
Nah, we're not gonna date ourselves. We were young men.
We were
on the come up.
Yes, on the come up at
somewhere in the 2000s.
Yeah,
the 2000s.
In the lower end of the 2000s. I believe I was actually your waiter of all things.
Yes,
at Saddle Ranch.
At Saddle Ranch.
Yeah,
we used to go to Saddle Ranch. That was the first and only sports bar in Los Angeles at the time.
Yeah.
So we were there. Every 2-3 days a week. What would you say?
Yeah. And at the time, I think you were a working actor and I was a working waiter. So
yes,
that's
working waiter.
There's two levels of LA.
You were killing it at Saddle Ranch.
I was. Yeah, Saddle Ranch was a interesting time in my life. It was like a carryover from college, I believe.
Yeah. But it was on Sex and the City. And
it was everywhere.
It was everywhere. So everybody who came to Los Angeles came to Saddle Ranch.
That was a spot because there was only Saddle Ranch. And then there was Miyagi's, and there was Bublin and Dublin's, which
Dublin's was the jam.
That was a spot. That was early Hollywood. That's everybody used to go.
That was when it was the funnest, though.
Yeah, it was when people,
in all seriousness,
hung out Sunset Strip all day. There'd be a line down the road.
God, that was a blast. But I remember, I'm not to name drop, but a friend of ours opened up for Toby Keith, and so Toby gets in town. He's like, "Hey man, we're going to go party with Toby tonight." And I was like, "Great. Where do you want to go?" Saddle Ranch. First thing out of his mouth, I was like, "God damn, really?" Yeah, Ranch. Man, I seen it on TV, man. It's Sex in the City, you know. Ate a big call, I was like, "All right, cool."
That place was nuts.
Yeah, how crazy was it?
It was crazy. When I got hired there, I literally just moved to LA and I needed a job, and somebody was like, "Go to this place." Actually, I went to Dublin to try to get a job, and they told me to get lost. And they go across the street to Miyagi's. They're having like an open call. And, dude, it was like hundreds of people.
Down the block, yeah.
Yeah, auditioning just to try to get a job.
Yeah. And did you have to bring a headshot? Because I know a lot of the restaurants require a headshot now.
They do now. Then it was like I just, we didn't have Snapchat and everything. So this was earlier in the
earlier
in the millennial
game. Yeah.
So I sat there for like literally 2 to 3 hours waiting because I was like so late to get in, and people were just like, "This is stupid, nobody's hiring." And then I walked in and there was a woman there, and she basically just looked us up and down and was like, "All right, you're hired. Wear tight jeans and a shirt and a hat." And I was like,
cowboy.
Kind of that was a gay bar.
Dressing like a cowboy. Then that was the theme.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, and I rolled in. It was all guys. She hired all like good-looking just guys.
Of course she did.
Not saying somehow I fit that profile at the time.
You're good-looking. You're a good-looking lad.
But man, the thing worked because it was all good-looking guys, and then women just showed up there all day long because of the guys.
Tons of women.
And then you get the women, the guys came, and
and it was endless, like every night.
Every night.
It didn't matter. Monday through Sunday, it was packed. Full of people, and I will say this: like as a new actor to town, it was cheap. So you could get I remember we used to get those carafes of
those things.
Long Island iced teas.
Yeah,
you got 2 carafes and it was like $8 a piece
cookies.
or whatever it was. Yeah, and you're good.
Yeah,
like you're good for the night.
Then you're on the bull rest of the night.
Yeah. And then if you bought a girl, because you could buy, that was one place where you could actually buy a girl a drink and be like, "Hey, no, I got this one," because it was only $8. If you went across the street to like the Mondrian, and it was like $20 for and you're like, whoa, no. Let's take this over to
Saddle Ranch. I don't like all the Hollywood bougie shit. Let's just go to Saddle Ranch.
And that was always the line too of like, oh god, I hate that bougie shit.
I hate that club shit.
I'm always just going to Saddle Ranch.
Because also the few clubs are there. If you rolled with like 4 of your boys, you weren't getting in. It had to be like one girl.
If you didn't have 80 girls with you and you weren't famous, you could not get into the clubs.
No. So Saddle Ranch was the jam.
Saddle Ranch was the jam. You were killing it.
Yeah.
How long did you work there?
I worked there 2 years.
2 years.
2 years I was there, which was in Saddle Ranch world, which is probably about 5.
Right. Yeah. More than that.
It was crazy. Yeah.
What was the craziest shit you saw at Saddle Ranch?
Oh, fuck, man.
How many people broke their arm on the bull riding? Because they still have that bull, right?
They still have the bull. Like I've seen broken arms. I've seen like. At the time, when they first mailed it, they didn't realize there was like sheet metal that was sticking out that they didn't know. And I saw somebody try grabbing it one time and like came out and there was just blood out of their arm.
You're kidding.
We had the best thing about Saddle Ranch was like the sheriffs were always like getting free food anytime they went there.
Sure.
So we had like carte blanche if we were an employee at Saddle Ranch and like a sheriff pulled us over anywhere. I remember plenty of times like, "Oh, we work at Saddle Ranch." They're like, "Oh.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
You're good.
I mean, there was one time a huge fight broke out. We shut down Sunset Boulevard. I mean, it had to be like 40 people, cuffs. I mean, it was
No shit.
Yeah, it was literally an Old West style brawl. It was like everybody was going at it, and I mean, employees with customers, which spilled out into Sunset Boulevard. I mean, nobody knew who it was. That was a pretty it's a pretty wild fight. And the bullfighter, not the bullfighter, the bull guy running the bull that time. Like I remember he shattered his entire wrist over some dude's face, like out there. It was
Necessary, dude. Hollywood fights get wild. By the way,
that was when there was still fights. People would get shot.
Yeah.
It was like you'd actually fight, which was kind of It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. Because we used to go to Powerhouse all the time as well.
Yeah.
But that was the Powerhouse to dive. Like we knew what we were getting into.
No, this was still like this was Christina Aguilera snuck in when she was 18. We had to sneak her in so she could drink.
Yeah,
dude, that was time DMX was hanging out there, like always.
What I really want. What I really want. Yeah. I want to have a crab Long Island iced tea.